What's going on, Facebook? Hope you're ready for another blessed day, man. I just want to hop on here real quick and let you know how beautiful yesterday was. You know how long this fight was, and you know when God gives you a promise, when all God's promises are yes and amen. I mean, check what is it? 2 Corinthians 1 20. And it literally tell you all God's promises are yes and amen. And when a man's fighting for his family, and you know it's of God, it's of the Lord, you're gonna win that battle, no matter how long it takes. Everything is on the Lord's time, not on ours, and we have to understand that. You know, I was talking to a brother a couple days ago when I told him I was gonna be getting baptized. My family was gonna be getting baptized, and he was like, "Man, you haven't been baptized?" And I was like, well, I actually have been baptized a couple times, not in the church, but, once as a baby, like most of us were. And, but that wasn't the big thing. The big thing was the fight. Because when I first started coming to the Lord about 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago already going on, I kind of church hopped. I went to a bunch of different churches, thought I found a home at one church. I was going there almost regularly, and, baptism was big. Once you start coming to the Lord, one of the first things that runs through your body, or most people, is wanting to get baptized, wanting to get cleansed, wanting to get washed by the water. So it was big. But like I said, I was from church to church to church to church. I didn't really make a home at any until I came to the Encounter Church. Encounter Church, I just went there to see my cousin one day, and then randomly started going back. Something started calling me. It was in my old neighborhood. It was right there. I would walk out the door. I would look right across the street at one of my friends' house, and know how many times I stood high out my mind there. I would walk through the park. I would walk uh, at the corner where I got shot at point blank range, and somehow I'm still here. The park where we got cops would roll up on us, we would get shot at constantly, and just everything about that church, everything about being in that neighborhood was like that's where the Lord wanted me. I can't explain it. It's don't get me wrong. You go to some churches, the preacher preaches good and gives you a feel good message, and you feel good for the rest of the day. This church I would go, preacher would preach conviction message, and I would walk out like, oh, but it felt good. It felt good. It's unexplainable, I just kept on going. I kept on going, and like I say, the big fight about baptism was my wife and me were butting heads at the time. Throughout the whole road for about almost a good year, butting heads, had to do with religion, had to do with the church, had to do with the whole bunch. A year ago in October, my wife asked me, why don't you invite me to church? Even though I invited her numerous times to come, she asked me that. It's hard when your wife asks you that. It's hard when your wife tells you, why don't you pray with me like you pray with them? Talking about my brothers. It hits you right in the gut. And like I say, this was about a year ago. This whole thing, yesterday, people they see a baptism and they rejoice, they're happy, but they didn't see the fight that happened for years. So me watching my little one, watching my wife, get baptized, it's like I understand the fight isn't over. But that definitely was a victory for the kingdom yesterday, and it was beautiful. People won't understand that, right after. My brother's going through a fight right now, and all the Lord's promises are yes and amen. And I keep reminding him that he keeps on trying to do stuff on his time, stuff his way. And I tell him it's not going to work unless we give it up to the Lord, unless we submit, we surrender, and let him take the wheel. Once we let him take the wheel, everything is yes and amen. So having couple of his kids get baptized, him get baptized, it's a victory. It's a victory. The war is not over, but that battle is a victory. So I just want to thank everyone who's been there in support. Thank you all who's encouragement. You know, I may have not said it before, but you definitely encouraged me. You definitely encouraged my family. You definitely pushed my family, because it was a huge victory yesterday. And I'm ready to keep on fighting this war. I'm ready to keep on going. Like I say, you know, if God is for us, who could be against us? It's a fixed fight, y'all. It's a fixed fight. We've already won. So I love y'all, Facebook. I hope you have a blessed day. And, oh, yeah, go 49ers.